Ahoy hoy Plasma Gamers! Welcome to my devlog series on Little Shell's Adventure, a beach-themed adventure game about a turtle committing mass genocide on crabs. This week I've been working on making the game playable. I've done this by fixing controls, making the main menu, and making it easier in general. Anyways, let's get right into the news. Now to start this week off, I was originally going to finish the second boss, and you can see here that I reworked the design. I added vines all over the ground, I added pipes, and I added some trees. However, I think I'm going to remove the trees, because they don't make sense here, in the sewer, you know. The reason I decided not to work on the boss anymore for these past 2 weeks is because I had a friend come over and playtest the game. Shout out to Neltroks for playing my game and giving me feedback. There will be a link in the description if you want to check out his gaming channel. He taught me that, while this is an easy game for epic plasma gamers like myself, I needed to keep the average people like him in mind. I found out that the sword throwing was hard because he didn't know which direction he was facing, and he often bumped into enemies trying to get his sword in line to hit them. Every other problem he had was rather trivial, but this was a big issue. I personally have no problem moving backwards to move forwards, but I didn't realize how long that would take for others to figure out. I decided to go back to the inspiration for this game, Minute. I wanted to see what the developer of his game did for this issue. Fascinating. I discovered that instead of activating the sword when the player presses the sword button, it activates when you release the sword button. And when you press it, the eyes of the player show the direction, and you can change it before you throw. I opted to do something similar. I made this arrow show the direction, and I made it pop up only when you have the sword button pressed. Then I made the sword launch when you let it go, and the arrow disappears. It was a little tricky to get this to work for the sword throw ability, but we eventually got it all worked out. Before we move on, I'd like to let you guys know that we are super close to 100 subscribers, and it would help me out a ton if you guys would subscribe and become epic plasma gamers. Alright, after that was done, I realized that I would like to get more playtesting in, so I proceeded to make this game's menu working. This took a lot longer than I thought because I wanted to make some buttons that didn't require the mouse to work. These took a while and still don't work perfectly, but they work well enough, so I decided to make a new game button and a load game button. The new game button clears all the player prefs and starts you at the beginning scene. The load game button, quite surprisingly, loads the game. Wow. I made it save the last scene so that when you press the load game button, it doesn't start you at the beginning. It still doesn't load everything, so I have a bit of work to do to get it perfect, but yeah. Anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. I'm very happy with how fun it is to play right now, and I hope I can start giving it to some friends as a Christmas gift so they can play test it for me. And I'm going to start going back to weekly uploads. I'm sorry about that, guys. I've been super busy and it's been hard to upload. But I'm back to a more consistent schedule, so yeah. Anyway, see you guys later.